Hello.
Hiya.
What are you up to?
I'm just looking through some more photos.
Oh, nice. Who's this cheeky chappy?
That is Daisy, my friend's dog.
Nice.
I'm her godmother
To your friend?
to the dog.
All right, great. You are Daisy Doggy's godmother.
Yes,
Wonderful.
exactly.
A lovely bunch of photos you got here.
Yeah, and the reason I've got these all out is because of today's WELLGOOD ingredient. Friends and family, also known as relational well-being.
Nice.
Let's get to it.
I've just been faffing about on Facebook like you do, and I just spotted you have 693 friends. How do you keep up with them all?
Well, Mike, you've got 1,092.
Do I?
Yeah, look.
Oh my goodness, I do. Well, I suppose they're not all like full friends.
Okay.
A lot of them are just sort of, I guess, people I bumped into in life. I don't
see.
tend to keep up with them all the time.
Okay.
I suppose that they only get to see sort of a little snapshot of who I am.
So what does make a meaningful relationship a full friend? Well, the phrase quality, not quantity, comes to mind.
Yeah, fair enough. I think I would agree with that. I think it maybe, although I like having my thousands of friends, I probably really like one really good friend than 100 sort of not very good friends. It sort of begs the question, doesn't it? What do you think makes a good friend?
Good question.
Pause! Having had a little think about it, Emily, I think a good friend is someone that you can trust in good times, but also in difficult times.
I agree. Someone you can be honest about yourself with. Another word for that is being vulnerable.
Yeah. You guys actually probably know all about special friends. You probably call them best friends.
I remember my childhood best friend. She was called Yazzie, and we used to sing Miley Cyrus at the top of our lungs when I went to her house after school.
You used to sing the name Miley Cyrus, or you used to sing Miley Cyrus's songs?
Both?
Fair enough. Do you get to see Yazzie very much?
I bumped into her at some parties sometimes, but other than that, not really. But that's okay. We have some friends that we know for years and years, and others that are just for seasons.
Summer seasons, winter, autumn, spring.
No, I was more thinking seasons of life.
So like you might have had nursery friends, primary school friends, big school friends, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Here are some examples. This is a picture of me with my school friends. I occasionally keep in touch with them, but I don't see them as often as I used to. We all went off to different places to work and study, a new season of life. This, however, is my friend Jason. Now, me and Jason met in church when I was 12. He's a year older than me and looked after me like a brother, really. I'm still really close with him. My final example is this wonderful human being, Marita.
I can't help feeling a little disappointed that wasn't a picture of me when you said wonderful
I'm
human.
really sorry. I'm sorry.
Tell us about Marita.
She is my sister-in-law, and I've known her for years, but we got closer when she married my brother. A new season in both of their lives, and mine for that matter.
So many seasons with so many different people in them. We can also have different kinds of relationships, can't we? Like I've got my work friends. I've got you, Emily. I've also got my friends I used to live with and I get to hang out with sometimes. I've got my gaming friends. I've got my neighbours. And now I've got to be friends with other parents at my daughter's school. I've always been struck about one particular group of friends, and I never got to meet them. I did, however, get to read their story in the Bible. The Bible records this story 3 times in the Gospels, which means probably it's quite an important one. Now, we never get to learn the names of these 5 friends, but I almost think it doesn't matter because it's the strength of what they do to look out for each other that I find so inspiring. It starts, like so many of these stories, with Jesus coming to town to teach. He spoke a lot about the kingdom of heaven, and everybody wanted to hear him. Not only that, but these 5 friends had heard that Jesus was an even better healer than he was teacher. He could make people well. And that mattered, because one of the friends wasn't able to use his legs, hadn't been able to since birth. Often when they went out, the 4 friends would carry their friend about because they liked to be together and they helped each other because they're good friends. So they heard Jesus was coming to town and they thought maybe, perhaps, he could heal their mate that couldn't use his legs. So off they went. They picked him up and carried him over to Jesus. It was a great idea, but it had a significant problem. The problem was this. Everybody else had heard that Jesus was coming to town. So when Jesus pitched up at a house to tell people about the kingdom of heaven, everybody else pitched up as well to listen. And they were crammed inside this tiny little building and crammed outside of the building, standing in the doorways, craning their heads in, standing at the windows, trying to peer through. When our 5 friends arrived at the scene, they could not get anywhere nearby. Not through the door, not through the window. It must have been really disheartening to come across such a big hurdle when they were probably so excited. They did not give up, because more than anything, the 4 of them that were able to carry their friend, they just wanted to help, to be good friends. So they made a rather surprising plan. They pushed and shunted through the crowds up to the edge of the house. And then instead of trying to go through the window, they went up the side of the wall. There were steps on the side of the buildings in those days, onto the roof. No windows in the roof, but that still did not stop them. They started to make a hole, knocking, punching, scraping, digging through the roof, through the ceiling above Jesus. When they had made a hole big enough, they lowered their buddy down onto the ground, very carefully, I can imagine, to where Jesus was. Jesus was absolutely bowled over by the strength of their friendship. He had a chat with this poor guy who wasn't able to use his legs, and he healed him. He stood up, skipped, hopped, jumped, ran, walked, I don't know, probably all of those things, backflipped out of that house. What great friendship that overcame all of these challenges to help their buddy. I find it so inspiring.
I love this example of relational well-goodness. It shows the impact a good friendship can have. The awesome things that come from looking out for each other and caring. I believe God made us to be relational people. What I mean by that is we are people created to need other people.
I think you're right, Emily, because right at the other end of the Bible to the story I just told, right near the beginning, straight after the creation poem, it says, God made Adam, the first person. And he says this, it is not good for him to be alone. And so he makes a companion, Eve, the second person, and they get to be together.
The very first best friends.
Very true.
Time to do some questions to get you thinking. Where do you have your different relationships? Who do you spend most of your time with? And who gets the rest of your time?
In other words, who gets your best and who gets the rest?
Very good.
Pause. I've been thinking about who gets my best and who gets the rest. You know, sometimes I get home from work and I put a lot of energy into the people there, like you, Emily, and I love being with you. But I get home and I'm so tired and I'm a bit grumpy and I just want to be alone. Of course, my children really want to play. They haven't seen me all day. But instead of playing with them, too many times I say no or I snap at them because I just can't be with them at that point. And I feel really bad about it. They are the most important people in my life, but they don't always get my best. Sometimes they just get the rest.
What about you guys? Does your family get your best after school? Or is it that sometimes you just want a snack and TV and time to yourself and you can be a bit snappy and grumpy? Sometimes it's a good idea to think about how much time we've spent with those different relationships and if we'd like to change that a bit. At the end of the week, me and my partner look back, and if we haven't spent much time together, we make sure that we make an effort to do more together the next week.
That's a very good idea.
I'm going to pray for our relationships with people. Jesus, what a great story we heard today about friends who are willing to go the extra mile for those they care about. I pray that we will all encounter really good friendships in all areas of our lives, in school, at home, or at clubs and playing sports. I thank you that I can talk to you, Jesus, and call you my friend as well. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Emily. We have thought a lot about being a good friend and what you can give to your friends and family. In a later video, we are going to cover getting what you want from your friends and family, especially if you're not feeling particularly well good.
Very important stuff. We'll see you guys there next time.
Bye! Excellent. Well done.
Good job.
Well done.
Friend.
Friend.